Hello everyone, and welcome to another Java tutorial. We're going to be finishing up our uh, hopefully our Java program for fractions. So oops, forgot that. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and make numbers that will be able to be divided into the numerator and into the denominator. Okay, so we're going to find which numbers can be divided into that number, and we're just going to keep doing that over and over and over again until no numbers are possible. So we're going to call this method, we're going to make another method called simplify. It's going to be a void. It's just going to simply simplify the answers, and then we can get the numerator and denominator from the class itself. So we're basically getting numbers that can't be that are pretty much the basis. We need a 2, we need a 3, we need a 5, and we need a 7. And that's pretty much it, because every other number, if it can't, like let's say 13, well, nothing goes into 13, but well, what number goes into 12? Oh, 2. Can it go into again? Yes, it can, because dividing 12 by 2 will give you 6. And dividing that again will give you 3. And then dividing that again will give you 1. So that's if the denominator can handle all those divisions as well. So essentially we don't need this. So this is what you should have: numbers, and this is how you make an array. You int square brackets your variable that's gonna hold it, and then your numbers, right? So with curly braces. So now let's do this. While actually, let's not make a while loop. We need to go through all the integers, right? So yes, let's make a while loop. While simplified equals false, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna do boolean simplified equals false. So what that equals false, we're going to do this. If we go through our for loop, for I equals int I equals 0, and this is how you make a classic for loop. I is less than numbers dot size, and then I plus plus. Numbers dot So actually, real quick, let's print this out. System.out.println. Let's print out numbers.length. Let's comment this code out. And fractions, now fc dot simplify. Yeah. Usually it takes a bit. 4. Okay, which is correct. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 4 indexes. 2, 3. So what we actually have to start off with is 0. Yeah. So So now that we actually made sure that that was correct, we're going to do this. For I equals that, if numerator modulus by numbers I is equal to 0, and let's copy this denominator. So what we're doing is, if the numerator can be divided by some number where the remainder is equal to 0, meaning there was no leftover values, and if the denominator was also able to be divided by that, what we're going to do is, and don't worry if you might be thinking, oh, well, what happens if there was a bigger number that it could be divided by? Well, let's say if it was 10, right? And if it says, oh, can it be divided by 2? Yes, it can. Oh, but it could also have been divided by 5. Well, that's what it's going to do. Once it's divided by 5, right? So it's going to check 2. Nope, it can't divide. 3. No, it can't divide. 5. Oh, it can be divided by that. So let's choose that. So that's what it's going to do. If this can be divided by, right, we're going to do this. If it was able to go through the entire loop, right, then simplified is false, meaning it couldn't have been divided anymore. So this is what we're going to do. That's with that, and that's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to do numerator divide equals numerator divided by numbers I, and same with denominator. Now this is a faster way to do it. Now denominator. So now if that's true, we're going to do, if that happens, we're going to do boolean possible equals false, and we're pretty much going to do this each time. Possible equals false, because we're going to do this possible, and I'll explain what I'm doing. If it was possible that it was divided, we're going to break out this for loop and go back again. So we're going to be going back from the beginning. So if possible equaled, if possible, or if it was true, then we're going to break, and hopefully, and if and else, if possible was not true, meaning it went through the entire thing and it wasn't able to be divided by, then simplified equals true. So let's run this. Now obviously we got nothing because we didn't put the proper things in there. So let's get our fraction dot double value, and our denominator is going to be our 10b. Let me spell this. Fraction Right. Oh. Fraction dot. And let's return that in 5. So actually, we won't need to use that. We can just do fc dot simplify, fc dot numerator, and fc dot denominator, because we don't necessarily have to worry about that anymore. So system dot out dot print line, and hopefully this works. Numerator. If not, we can always worry about that later. fc dot numerator, denominator, plus fc dot denominator. Now let's run this, and obviously we could tell that it would not have been possible because 53, there's nothing that can really go into 53. Now we did 1.5. Let's check it. The denominator was 5 and 10, so we got that correct, but we did not necessarily simplify this. So what we're going to do is, I'm pretty sure the reason why this didn't work was because of this. So let's get rid of that. So possible equals true. Let's do simplified equals false. So let's run that. Numerator is 5, denominator is 10, and numerator is 5. Oh, because it's still running. So oops, simplified equals true. So let's run this, and it's still giving me this error because let's do a system.out.println, and let's see what this is giving us. So in this statement, so it was able to be divided by. So oh, that's why. So this dot numerator now equals numerator. This dot, actually this should be outside. And this dot d, there we go. So we got it to work. Awesome. So let's try with a bigger number. Let's try 0.2. So we get 1 1/5, which is correct because 2 is 2 1/10, right? 2.2 is 2 divided by 10, right? So that should give us 2. If you divide it by 5, you get 1 1/5, right? So let's try it with 8, 1.8. We get 4/5 because we got 8 and 10, right? And we got 4 and 5, and obviously 4/5 does not simplify any further because no number can go into 4 that also goes into 5. So let's try 10/30, which is a third. Well, 10/30 doesn't have, it's 0.3 repeated, and that doesn't have a decimal equivalent. I mean, we can do 0.333, but I doubt that this will work. So as you can see, it's still running because it can't figure out a decimal equivalent to that. So to be able to make sure that this doesn't go on forever and ever, let's do this. Int iterator equals 0, while simplified is equal to false. And iter is less than 1,000. Do that. And iter plus plus. So we run this. Numerator is 33 and denominator is 1,000. But if we do 0.3, we just get 3/10. If we do 6, we should get 3/5, which is exactly what it is. So congratulations, we have finished this project in about 30 minutes, half an hour, 40 minutes, something like that. So what the key to this was this. While simplified equals false, because it hasn't yet been simplified, for int I equals 1, I is less than numbers, right? All of this. If this was correct, right? If this was possible, simplified equals true, and it also went through all the possible for loops as well. So if it was, let's say 4, right, 4/10, it should give us 2/5, right? So if we do, what's a number that we can do? 35 maybe? 7/20, which is correct, because 3/5, 35 is 35 over 100, divided by 5, you get 7, and you get 20. So this is as simplified as it can get. So that's pretty much the gist of it. This numerator is assigning this numerator the last known value of it. Now the reason why I have it in here was because just in case the flies, I'm always reassigning this the last possible value, because if this doesn't work, well, at least you still have this attached to it. Now if I had in here, this might not ever run. So we do want to be given, like, okay, so if it was, let's say 37, right? You get 37 out of 100, because if it wasn't possible, at least we kept it that way. So that's pretty much it. If you have any more ideas on what other challenges would be fun to do, please comment. Please share this with your friends, so that way they can learn as well if they need it, and they can, go on this awesome programming adventure. So like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.